Gone Deal predicted years ago that Sean Diddy Combs would eventually face consequences for his actions. Now, almost 2 years after the raids on Diddy's mansion, everything Gone Deal said has come true. He's finally speaking out about what he thinks of Diddy's sentence and what might happen to Diddy in prison. But this isn't the end of Diddy's story. Believe it or not, he's still trying to get out. A formal petition for his release has even been sent to President Trump. And it seems this is just the beginning of a new chapter in history.
It is exactly what I said on my show. I said Diddy gonna end up doing 24 months in prison. The judge gave him 50 months, but you gotta realize he already had 14 months in it, practically. And he's going to get credit for 2 months of that 14 months. That give him 16 months. He's gonna do 24 months, which is gonna give him about 30 months because he only had to do 85% in the feds, and he goes to probably a halfway house. So he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. But for a dude like Diddy going to jail and spending all that time, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be rough or nothing like that, because his former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, with the federal jail. You understand? Lil' Kim with the federal jail. So, you know, because the type of dude he is, you know, he'll make it, he'll be all right. And plus they gonna send him to a camp, bruh. He'll be in somebody camp or somebody dormitory, whereas that it'll be real light for him. So, you know, he'll see the streets back again in 24 months.
Diddy's 50-month sentence might sound like a lot, but in reality, he'll probably serve only about 2 years. 2 years for everything he did doesn't seem like much. According to Gone Deal, Diddy is actually lucky. Prosecutors were asking for 11 years, but the judge gave him just 50 months, far below the federal guidelines. He wasn't charged for the guns found in his house, the drugs, or even the assaults he admitted to on tape. Oh, the big question is, why?
The judge spoke about his coercion, his relevant conduct. The judge spoke about, you know, mitigating circumstances, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit the judge spoke about. You know, look at here. He got caught with drugs. Never got charged with the drugs. And the judge knew that. That's why the judge said relevant conduct. You understand? He got caught with guns. Guns in the house with the serial number. The judge knew that. You understand? Relevant conduct. You understand? That he didn't get charged with. The beating of Jane, hitting in the head, the assault and all that stuff of Cassie. All those things they probably couldn't. I don't guess they could have charged him with them, but it came up in the trial. All that's relevant conduct. You understand? And people don't understand all the things that he was doing. Then the judge made a point. When you go and talk to the managers and you talk to people about hiding evidence. You understand? Remember the fact in the trial when it came up that he gave the guy $100,000 and some $100,000 or $100,000 to keep the tape that from cashing them? That's relevant conduct. Your judge was speaking about all that.
Diddy doesn't deserve any sympathy. Gene says Diddy tried to go after him because of what he was saying. So how could Gene feel sorry for someone who tried to kill him? Diddy never showed sympathy for his victims. He has no guilt or remorse. His only regret is that he got caught.
I fought to keep guys out of jail for 27 years. But do I care about him going to jail? Nah, I don't, bro. I'm sorry. God just gonna have to take that off my heart. But that's my enemy. He made it clear. He made it clear when he was sending niggas at me, when he was doing shit, when he was setting dudes up, when he was when he cursed Wolf mother out, when he set Wolf up to go at BMF. And it became my enemy, bro, as well as I became his. So why should I care? He did a whole lot of shit to a whole lot of people. And now he's paying for it. So all these cats, I guess y'all get y'all visitation rights. Some of y'all can get y'all conjugal visits right with him. I don't give a shit. That's how I feel about it, bro.
So what's the real reason Diddy got such a short sentence? Everyone on the streets says it's because he was cooperating with the feds. Both Gene and Suge have said this many times. Diddy gave them information, and in return, he got immunity for most of his crimes. He wasn't even charged for most of them. When he was arrested, police found drugs and guns in his hotel room, but none of that ended up on his charge sheet.
So that's always a great day for the family. Overall, though, it's not surprising. You know, we do all know one thing, like I said before, Puffy has strong ties with the government, with the feds, and anybody else would have been cooked, done. I mean, that's the first time in history that a person going to get sentenced and they can actually put on a campaign like they running for the president of the United States, where they can show videos and pretty much everything. Only thing I was waiting on was the fact that I was waiting on him to bring out the DJ and start playing music and let him do what he do best, dance and shake that ass and end up with no time. And the other side of it is that, well, the sad side of it is that I couldn't believe that not one of his baby mothers came in to support him or testify. And I was surprised by that because that shows a lot about the character. I still think it's fair that Puffy got less time because the other people who's involved in this case, other executives, other people, they didn't get punished at all. They walked away untouched. So in society, it's a fair side and it's a bullshit side.
Diddy sent a letter to the judge saying he deeply regretted his actions and was sorry for all the pain and harm he caused. But at the same time, he was threatening anyone who spoke out against him. Everyone who tried to testify against him received threats.
Combs apologized for his actions in a letter to the judge overseeing that case.
The letter is 4 pages. In it, he says, quote, "I take full responsibility and accountability for my past wrongs." And the former star maker apologizes to all the people he has hurt and begged for mercy at his sentencing. Combs directly apologized to Cassie Ventura and the woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane at trial for hurting them. "I literally lost my mind. I was dead wrong for putting my hands on the woman that I loved. I'm sorry for that and always will be. My domestic violence will always be a heavy burden I have to carry forever," he said of Cassie. Diddy, of course, was accustomed to living large, in lavish homes and flying on private jets. Further into the letter, he describes what he says his prison conditions are like. Quote, "For over a year, I've been locked in one room with 25 other incarcerated people, sharing the same one room. I'm not expecting pity or sympathy, but my time at MDC has changed me forever."
Right before Diddy's sentencing, Cassie wrote a letter to the judge saying she had already moved her whole family out of New York, just in case Diddy got released. That's how terrified she is of him.
Cassie Ventura was the star prosecution witness at Sean Combs' trial and wrote this to the judge, and I quote, "For 4 days in May, while 9 months pregnant with my son, I testified in front of a packed courtroom about the most traumatic and horrifying chapter in my life. I testified that from the age of 19, Sean Combs used violence, threats, substances, and control over my career to trap me in over a decade of abuse. He groomed me into performing repeated sex acts with hired male sex workers during multi-day freak-offs, which occurred nearly weekly. I was forced into lingerie and heels and told exactly how to look and plied with drugs and alcohol so he could control me like a puppet. These events were degrading and disgusting, leaving me with infections, illnesses, and days of physical and emotional exhaustion before he demanded it all over again. Acts became my full-time job, used as the only way to stay in his graces, his good graces. Cassie Ventura says that she has spent the past 7 years rebuilding her life, engaging in, quote, dozens of types of therapy, but still says she has, quote, nightmares and flashbacks on a regular basis. She says that she moved her entire family out of New York for fear that Sean Combs may have some retribution in mind. She told the judge that she hopes he pays for what he did, whether the jury believed her or not.
This story is far from over. Diddy might be behind bars now, but the truth about what really happened is still unfolding. More secrets are coming to light every day, and this could change everything. Stay tuned, because the next chapter in Diddy's story is just beginning.